Hey, viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist. I was going to see how long for a second then, before you actually said something, Phil. How you doing over there, Phil?
Who's Phil?
Who's Phil? Oh,
Uh,
oh God, who knows? That was quite an awkward opening, that. But welcome back to Surrey Being Hunted with me and clearly amnesiac Phil. Is that the role you're playing today,
um, Phil?
Phil?
Um,
Phil?
who's, who's Phil?
Who's Phil? I don't know. Who is Phil,
I
ladies
don't,
and
no one
gentlemen?
knows.
Who is
No one
Phil?
knows
What
who
is
Phil.
Phil? Oh, there's a robot over there.
Yeah, watch out. I am here, Phil. That's me, Phil. If I keep saying my name, maybe I'll remember who I am.
Yes.
Um,
Maybe you'll
because I
remember
am
who you are, what you are, where you are, why you are. Indeed.
all of the things, all of the questions. That's what we want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
How are you
want to
doing
know how.
today, Phil?
I'm okay. I'm okay today. How are you today?
I'm not bad. Yeah, it's been a eventful weekend. I was actually telling you, obviously, over text message that, well, earlier in the week, that is, that I've been entertaining the golden oldies this last couple
Yeah,
of days.
you've had your parents round, haven't you?
Yeah, my old folks came round for a visit and all that. Came down and yes, we had some good times. Went out to Lydiard Park on the side of West Swindon on Saturday, and it was very, very nice.
Okay, well, it's nice to have. It's nice to see relatives and parents and things like that. I need
Yeah,
to go and see some relatives down in the south actually
yeah,
uh, at some point. Go and
indeed.
see because I've got uh, an auntie and uncle who live in Brighton,
Brighton.
who I want to, yeah, I want to go and see. But unfortunately, my uncle has been recovering from radiotherapy.
Yeah,
He's got a bit of yeah, unfortunately he's had a few issues with cancer.
yeah. Well,
Um,
condolences, and hope we sort of, we wish him well and all that. Indeed.
yeah. Uh, Interestingly, I've been thinking something for this Sir episode
Okay.
um, is some interesting things about science and nature
Yeah.
is what I've been thinking about because interesting facts and things about science. Because I was thinking about interesting like frogs, for example. Just the interesting things in nature that happen on daily basis and things like that. But I know that frogs, whenever they swallow, they always close their eyes,
All right.
and
Yeah.
the reason they do that is because it helps them to uh, gulp down the food. That's why they do it. So every time they eat and swallow, they close their eyes, which I always think is a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
The way that happens.
The way it's
The
evolved.
Yeah, the way it's called. So interesting various things in science, and the fact that I believe they also regurgitate their stomach up as well. So they
Yeah.
bring they bring their stomach up so they can clean it. So they start cleaning and picking things out of their stomach as they. I know,
Yeah.
but it's interesting things how to do it. So yeah, it's just that there's like things in nature are always very curious, and various science things are curious as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Speaking of sort of regurgitating stomachs and all that, isn't there like a species of worm or slug or something that basically digests things by pretty much like vomiting out its stomach onto the thing it's trying to eat, and then it like pulls it all back in?
Right, yeah, yeah, I've heard of that. I've
Yeah.
heard of that. Yeah, there is something that does that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
A form of reptile, I think, that can do that.
Oh, a
Uh,
reptile, is it? Okay. See, I thought it was like a
yeah.
worm or something, but who knows? Maybe someone in the comments actually could clarify that one for us. Any budding scientists, people who are
Or
into their animals.
it's always interesting, isn't it, to learn about various things in the scientific world.
Yeah.
Uh, scientifical. What the fuck is scientifical? Scientific world.
It reminds
The
me of the day
scientific
when you coined the word
world.
chemicist. Do you remember that, Phil?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the fame.
That's a very old reference, ladies and gentlemen. If you are newer to the channel and don't know what the heck we're talking about there, that is a classic Operation Vorsichtig TCW map where Phil was talking about physicists and then chemicists instead of chemists and didn't even
That was
realise he was
it.
saying it.
I didn't realise it was it. And it was also, where was it when I said, in a way, we're all related to dogs?
Oh, where was that? Yeah, that's another
I
classic
think,
Philism.
Yeah.
Indeed. I can't remember what video that was. God, that must have been.
I
That
can't-
is going way back though, isn't it?
A long time ago. That is a very long time ago.
Indeed.
I'm trying to think what other science and nature. Well, the fact one of the things that most people know about is ants, and the fact that ants can lift about 50 times their own body weight.
Yeah.
Now that's always astounding because they can lift something like a coin. You see them with like coin carrying, like bloody hell.
The swole
Like, how are you
fill.
doing? Yeah, no. You're thinking like, how are you doing that? But it's just crazy how they can have these abilities to do things like that.
Yeah.
I'm always curious to watch and see it. And like when they get study, like who is it? Entomologists, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are the people who study insects.
Yeah.
Entomologists. Yeah.
Did you, by chance, speaking obviously of like, scientific oddities about animals and all that, are you aware of the thing that clownfish do, which actually, when you think about it, really puts a different spin on Finding Nemo?
Yes, I do know what clownfish do.
Yes.
I believe they're born male, and then they slowly turn female.
It's sort of like that, yeah. I think the specific thing they do is, obviously they mate, male and female, but I think it's like if the female dies, the male basically turns into a female.
yeah.
So then
It's
it
very
continues, raising the offspring. So the thing that obviously everyone likes to say is that by that science, what should have happened in Finding Nemo is that Nemo's dad should have turned into his mom, basically.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Um,
Yeah.
Another thing that is probably most people know in the science world is, well, there's some people that are not too sure, but Saturn is not the only planet with rings.
Yeah.
It's the planet with probably the most visible rings, but no, it's not. It's not. Uranus. That's it. Your entire Uranus.
My anus has rings, does it?
Has rings as well.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to say, because it's going to be Uranus. I'll just leave it like that now.
Yeah.
Has its rings on its side because it rotates on its side.
Yeah.
So the rings are there, but they're sort of faint. I believe that even Jupiter has some rings. Well, but they're very faint.
Doesn't Neptune have some as well? Technically,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Nice blue ones and all that.
And that's the other thing, you can't stand on Jupiter or Saturn because they're gas giants. So if you attempted to go into the atmosphere, you just fall straight through.
Yeah.
That's it. Plus, the gravity on Jupiter, it would crush you.
Indeed.
You'd be crushed.
Pretty
by
sure,
the gravity.
yeah. With like gas giants like that, the gravity would kill you long before you reach the surface. And on top of that, isn't there also like huge, like solar radiation or a huge radiation risk with planets like Jupiter and Saturn?
There's no atmosphere, so which was funny. Do you remember the Dorling Kindersley?
Oh yeah.
I used to have I Love Science.
Oh
right?
yeah, you did.
And it was really interesting. I Love Science, and one of the things is where you could test this ball on like gravities of the different planets. You could see it on like one was Earth where it do normal, and then there was the where you have it like bounce on Earth, and there was the Moon where it just shoots off in the game, and there's one on Jupiter where it just went done.
Yeah.
It's really funny to see. Oh God, I remember. I Love Science was so fun.
Yeah.
I think there's someone who's done like a full like sort of playthrough I Love Science on YouTube.
Oh, there probably is. Yeah. Yeah.
Divided into three. It was the biology, chemistry, and physics, and each had their own like teacher. It was always did funny things as well. But I used to love doing.
Yeah. Great, educational aid for kids and all that.
Absolutely, science is just so amazing. Like the fact, of course, now there's loads of new elements.
Oh yeah.
The periodic table just keeps expanding, and there's like they're named after various different things, isn't there?
Yeah.
Where you got elements named after. There's even an element called Americanum.
Yeah. Just name them
which
anything.
Of course, named after the famous country Germany.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, Germany definitely.
Germanium, yeah.
Germanium. Absolutely. Ununium, that's another one that's a bit of a weird name.
Ununium,
Yes.
yeah.
Ununium, indeed. Not ununion.
An onion, as we all know, has many layers.
Indeed, according to Shrek. Master Shrek taught us that.
Oh, that's what things. Growing things. some things don't grow where you expect it. Like bananas, for example. Bananas don't actually grow on trees. They grow on special like bushes.
Yes. What's that?
Bananas actually grow on special bushes.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh god.
like strawberries. There's a little fact about strawberries. Strawberries are the only fruit where the seeds grow on the outside.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I was about to say,
That's
unfortunately, this device piece has spawned in the middle of a rock, and I don't think I can get it.
They do that sometimes.
Yeah. Just
I don't think the generation just makes it a bit odd in
yeah.
that way.
I don't think this is actually very uncommon either for that to happen, because I remember someone once commented, a guy apparently who his kid had been playing Surrey Being Hunted, and he had the exact same problem, and was actually asking me, "Do you have any idea what you can do about that?" And I was like, "Unfortunately, no. You might just have to start a new map."
Well, hopefully when Reinvented Edition comes out, you get the pickaxe as a feature.
The pickaxe.
There you go.
Oh god.
Like you can in salt.
Salt.
Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's
Or
turning
Minecraft.
into Minecraft, indeed.
Yeah. So things that those things that grow are in various places, like sometimes where fruit. I believe pineapple does. The way pineapple grows is a bit odd because it actually, the stemmy planty bit on the top of the pineapple that obviously comes down first, and
Yeah.
then the actual pineapple element actually starts growing from the top plant bit. So you
Yes.
see it as a tiny little thing, then it starts getting bigger and bigger till it comes to full-on pineapple, and then obviously gets harvested. And oh my god, what a fucking chore it is getting inside a pineapple. Oh my god, I've tried it, but I wanted, because I kept getting pineapple, like sliced pineapple bits, and I wanted to actually try and get into pineapple myself. Oh my god,
It's hard.
it is it's a big chore.
Yeah.
You have to
Indeed.
break up the outer like hard bit, and then you got to get into the actual pineapple itself. Oh, it is. Even mangoes can be difficult to get into because they've got a hard core which you're not supposed to eat.
Yeah.
Now mango's good. Ooh.
Yeah, speaking of like plants and fruits, though, isn't there? What is it? I think I saw it on QI, and apparently this is true. But there is like a plant that I think it's one that's grown for a certain fruit, but over the course of its lifetime, it quote unquote walks up to 40 centimeters or something. When it says walks, I'm guessing what they mean is it's sort of the way it grows. It sort of like slowly moves.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fully moved, and it looks like it's walking.
Yeah.
It might be think of wisteria. Because
Is that it?
wisteria is the one that creeps up vine. Yeah, the one that creeps up. When you get those trellises.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
Sort
obviously
of
a
creep
creeping
along
plant.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, wisteria I think does that. But yeah, I know which one you mean. Yeah, there is one that walks.
Yeah.
Very curious. It's interesting how it's doing. It's probably take ages for it to actually do it. You won't be able to see it in motion.
Yeah, you wouldn't. It's a long ass process.
Another interesting fruit. Apparently, there's a fruit out there that when you eat it, it actually tastes like chocolate pudding.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that before to me.
I have
So
mentioned that
it's,
food, yeah.
yeah.
Chocolate pudding. Yeah, I bet that's pretty. So you get all the health benefits with the lovely taste of chocolate pudding there.
A balanced diet. There you go.
Another curious thing about nature is the way that birds migrate. It's such a fluid format, isn't it? But obviously
Yeah.
they have to go to the warmer climates for summer. When it gets winter.
Yeah.
So they can keep themselves warm. But migration's always thing, and the fact that they like form a V shape, so they can so each bird can go behind the other and catch the sort of like updrafts.
Yeah. I think.
Aerodynamics as well.
I think what I find most fascinating though about animal migration patterns is just the fact that they, so many animals can so easily find their way back to an exact point. And you think, how do they do that? It's so crazy, to an exact island, to an exact roost or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Across thousands of miles, and you think, wow. Some animals
You
have
know
a
what
very
is
good sense of
as well?
direction. Go on.
You know what it is, Seth? There are some eels who go to the Sargasso Sea to mate. But the problem is, once they've done, as soon as they mate, they die.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. They go a funny thing about mating. I've got to tell you this because this will be funny. Have you heard about ferrets?
Oh, right, yeah. Go on.
The female ferret, basically, when the female ferret gets into heat, okay, she has to mate, otherwise she'll die.
Really, is that true? Huh.
Yeah. So
Ah,
as soon as she gets into heat, she has to mate. Otherwise, so basically, if she doesn't have sex, she will die.
wow.
Because I think it just builds up such a chemical inside its body that
Yeah,
it basically overexerts her, and in order to
interesting.
appease it, it got to mate.
Huh.
So as soon as the female ferret is in heat, she's got to find a mate as quickly as possible.
So, like, how did like pet owners deal with that then? Do they, or does like I suppose like spaying the animal, does that stop that from happening?
I don't know if saying the animal does, or they might have to do something like that, or they might have to always have two ferrets. You might have
Maybe.
to have a male and a
Because that
female.
just seems crazy.
Uh,
Like, I don't know. That's one of those things where it's like, I feel like that's almost a bit like a citation needed kind of moment. But I mean, yeah, it just sounds so wild, that one. Yeah.
I don't know if, I mean, ferrets aren't a big pet, really. I
They're
know
not
there's
a
some
big
people.
pet, but some people do keep them. Maybe any ferret keepers in the comments, can you let us know? Is that true? Or is that, I don't know, because like sometimes you have to be a bit careful in case they're like weird urban myths that have started.
No, no, I've seen this on loads of like science
Oh, okay.
journals as well.
Interesting.
Uh,
Weird.
uh, and it is a bit
Yeah.
strange how it works because imagine that you have to have sex or you die.
Yeah.
Jesus, that
Sex
would
or
be. Which
death.
also it's also another something else where not sex this time, but food. The hummingbird has to eat like every 2 to 3 hours,
Oh,
otherwise
yeah.
it will starve itself. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it obviously produces so much energy by beating its wings and moving about. Yeah,
Use up
so it has
so
to
much
like
energy.
yeah, it has to keep consistently eating.
Indeed.
It's crazy when you think about these things that happen.
Yeah.
Um,
It's almost like my character in Surrey being hunted. I have to keep eating, otherwise I'm going to die.
eating. But
Eat
we've also had some
mushrooms.
of the greatest scientists, obviously of our generation as well, have also brought things to the forefront. Like Copernicus, Galileo, Isaac Newton, Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein. I
Yeah.
mean, they've put so many things into the forefront of scientific knowledge um, and working it out. And there's a myth in there, by the way, guys. Isaac Newton did not have an apple fall onto his head. No, that's completely and utterly incorrect.
Yeah, it was actually a tortoise. No, that
Well,
was someone
yeah, the
else.
tortoise fell to his head. Yeah, no, he had an apple did fall, but it fell close to him, which helped him obviously devise the theories of gravity.
It does make you
But
wonder where the sort of story that it fell on his head started. Like, who started that? And, yeah.
I don't know. It must have maybe he did it himself just to try and sound cool. Oh yes, an apple hit me on the head. Bonk.
Yes. The days when you could sound cool by saying you got hit in the head by a piece of fruit.
Yeah.
Was that
Well,
everything?
an
No,
apple.
probably not. But yeah.
Good old apple. Trying to think what the science facts or nature facts.
Yeah, I'm trying to like rack my brains as well at the
I know
moment.
that the one of the biggest reptiles is the Komodo dragon. That is if you've seen the size of Komodo dragon, they are big. Also, they are venomous. They've got
Yeah, they are.
their bite is quite venomous, so you've got to be careful. But then there's those people who keep exotic pets, and it's really
Oof,
interesting
yeah.
to see. Yeah, when there's people like the snakes and the Komodo dragons and the various things, and you're like, wow, the things you have to do to keep them going, because like things like lizards need to be constantly kept warm.
Yeah.
They need a special environment because, of course, they're cold-blooded.
Special
But
diet
some
as
lizards are
well.
really curious. Iguanas, geckos, they're really curious creatures when you see them. And of course, the Komodo dragon, alligators and crocodiles and caimans. They're all part of the. I'm trying to think now.
Reptiles.
What's the difference? There was something that tells you the difference between an alligator crocodile. I think it's something to do with their nose.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like one of them's longer and thinner, and one's like shorter
yeah,
and stouter, I think. Something
yeah,
like that. But I can't remember which way round it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So be careful with that. Or the I believe it's an alligator's biting power is extremely strong, but their power to lift open their mouth is extremely weak.
Alright.
So that's why when they chomp down on you, they can get a really good grip. But you can easily open their mouth because there's like no it's the muscle for that bit is just too weak.
Yeah.
Um,
Strange.
at least we don't get those here, apart from in zoos. But
Oh, did you not know? I've already dug a pond in your back garden with a big crocodile in it. So you can go and test it out, Phil, for us right now. Or an alligator, sorry.
I don't actually have a back garden, but okay.
Well, yard, whatever you want to call it. There you go. It's in your yard, Phil. He's waiting for you, you know.
How can it be in a yard if there's no water there?
Well, you know, that's what you
I'm
think.
putting holes in your things. I'm popping holes in your
My
in your
theory.
little theory.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's an alligator. It's just invisible. You can't see it, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see it, Phil, but it's there. It's watching you. It's like the one in Peter Pan that swallowed a clock and you can hear it tick-tocking.
Peter Pan.
Yeah, do you not remember in Peter Pan there's a crocodile? It swallowed a clock. It's after Captain Hook.
Oh, vaguely, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen Peter Pan since I was like a child.
Yeah. Granted, I haven't either. It's just one of those odd things that I remember from it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Just trying to remember.
Yeah, the last time I saw Peter Pan, sorry, this is a bit of a digression, was in high school because we actually went to a theatre and they put on a performance of it. Yeah, and that's where I remember it from. There's like a crocodile in it. Yes.
Yeah, that's really intriguing. But,
not the film, an actual live stage performance of it. That is.
Oh God,
Yeah.
you never tell. Have you seen the all the things about the live performance of Shrek? Oh my God.
No, I didn't even know there was one. Oh God, I take it from your tone of voice there that it is something, to put it that way.
It's not great from what it looks like. For the way the characters are dressed up is not. It's like the lowest budget of lowest budget.
Oh dear.
It's really it looks absolutely horrendous.
So is it kind of on a par with that Glasgow Willy Wonka chocolate factory experience, by the looks of it?
Probably, yeah. Well, probably something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, I remember the famous cats. Yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah. Ooh, that was weird.
James Corden was in that as well.
Oh yeah, and Judi Dench, the
Judi
national
Dench, yeah,
treasure.
I think go very well, did it?
No.
What's amazing about the way things in the natural is the fact that when you find it, like the cocoa bean plant.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, the very plant that makes well, let's just say one of the most favourite treats in the entire world, good old chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah, how that came to be, because obviously it was the Aztecs who came to harvest it and everything. But how did they come to the realization that, should we crack this open and crack the the pod open and see what we can make out of it? I'm just trying to think where the sort of mentality would have come on. So the Aztecs would have obviously come across it growing the cocoa plant, and they were seeing obviously the cocoa bean pod there. Now, in what sort of minds of the Aztecs were they thinking at that stage? Like, oh, right, what's that growing there?
The same mentality of a lot of people that just leads people to try weird things, and then they just discover that it's edible and all that. Especially
you've got a risk of dying.
True,
because
you have.
That's the problem. But luckily they found it, and then to start with, it came to drinking chocolate. That's how it started. They didn't have it as edible. They had it as drinking chocolate, and it was supposedly ridiculously expensive.
Not surprised.
Well,
it's probably like a luxury.
Yeah, only the rich could afford it. And then they decided to make it as an actual food item.
Yeah.
I thought, and then it obviously got cheaper and cheaper until it's so we've got all the chocolate we have today.
Yeah.
The beautiful, wonderful chocolate, not that American shite, but the lovely British chocolate and German chocolate and
Love
Swiss
how
chocolate.
Your volume went up as you said, the words "not that American shite."
I know, because I moved closer to my iPad when I did that. I'm
Emphasis.
sorry, but the American chocolate I've had is dire. I don't want to say, but I've tried Hershey's, and I think I tried a bit of Reese's, and it was horrendous.
Didn't like it at all.
Wow.
Sorry, Americanos watching this, but you're chocolate shit, according to Phil.
That'd be nice. Milka, Cadbury, Ritter Sport. Oh yes, those are proper chocolates. Ooh, especially Swiss and Belgian. Ooh.
Oh, God. Remember going to Bruges, going through the chocolate shops, proper chocolate, that lovely stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Le chocolat.
Uh,
Trying to think of any other scientific
yeah,
facts that are a
everyone's
bit
thinking
weird
that.
and unconventional off the top of my head. Let's see now. I mean, obviously, like going back to obviously animals, there's all kinds of like crazy animals out there. And being a nautical enthusiast, you go into the deep sea, you've got all those crazy fish. I mean, everyone knows about the ones that do light emission. Does everyone remember the one that I think it's called the barrel eye that has like a transparent head, so it can see
Oh yeah,
upwards through its own head? That
yeah.
one.
There's also a glass frog that
Mm,
where its body's completely transparent.
yeah.
That its body is so you can see all its organs and everything. It's
Mm.
like, oh, I don't need to see that. Thank you very much. How dare you expose yourself to me?
Exposure,
Um,
indecent
I
exposure.
always find one of the most fascinating deep sea creatures I find is the anglerfish.
Oh yeah.
I do like the idea that it has this little light to lure in its prey,
Mm.
and then obviously the prey is like, "Ooh, what's that? Ooh,
It says it in that exact tone of voice that you said it there. Ooh, what's that?
yeah."
Ooh.
And the fact that the female anglerfish is massive, and the
Yeah.
male is just a little speck that
Yeah.
basically clings onto the female to mate her.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is it not with anglerfish
I mean,
where when they
yeah,
mate, it's like the male physically attaches himself to the female
yeah.
and then gradually rots away and basically becomes
Oh, was
part
it, was
of
it
the
rocked
female?
away? I thought he fuses with her.
It's something like
Um,
that. He like either fuses with it or
I think maybe you're right.
it
I think
appears.
maybe the
Yeah.
rocked away.
Hmm.
Can you imagine that? Ugh.
I know.
Just start slowly rotting away. Uh,
Yeah. Actually, it might be fusion. Actually, yeah, it might fuse with her. I don't know. I
oh,
can't remember.
talking about rotting away, that's actually quite a little sad thing.
Hmm.
There's I think it's a species of salmon. That, when salmon do all that jumping,
Oh yeah.
to get up the waterfalls and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, it basically uses all their energy to the point where they finally get up there, they actually start visibly rotting.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can see marks all over their body where they've done it because it's caused so much energy they actually start rotting.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's quite sad.
Circulation or something, I guess. In that case, yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. Indeed.
Well, there's a fish I think that can basically squeeze blood out of its eye, which gets rid of any predators.
Really?
Yeah, it squirts blood
Yeah.
out of its eye, and that basically scares any predators away. Can't remember what fish it is.
Weird.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's also another fish that's interesting is the pistol shrimp.
Oh. Oh, is
It
that?
can fire a jet
Yeah.
of water. Like it's so fast, it's like a bullet exploding.
Yes.
It
That's the
sounds
one.
like it as well.
That's yeah. He's like sort of superheats the water or something around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Incredible what nature can achieve and all that.
Oh God, and there's so many things. There's so many things that can happen in nature and in the scientific world that you just think it just astounds you. Just like whoa. Even humans, like you see that. Do you remember that famous woman who could basically pop her eyes almost completely out of their
Oh,
socket?
yeah.
It's like a Guinness World Record where she can make it like even with us, like people who are polydactyl. They have an extra finger on their hands or an extra toe,
Yeah.
and you say. They got 6 fingers, and you're like, yeah, it's just sometimes how people are born. And I saw one BBC documentary about this girl whose heart was actually outside her ribs and just behind the skin.
Ugh.
So you could
Sounds-
see her heart there, and it's basically beaten and everything. Obviously, she had to be very, very protective.
Yeah. I
Or like
imagine
wrong
so.
people or anything. Yeah.
Hmm.
There's just like these things that happen where you get that. Some people I know that can get webbed feet as well when they're born. Or the famous mermaid tail. Don't know if you've heard of that. That's where they're fused. Their legs are
Oh
basically,
yeah. Hmm.
and they have to get like a surgeon to separate it.
Yes. How strange and peculiar and all that.
All sorts of things happen in the scientific world, and there's still obviously new medicines being created. But I'll tell you one thing about the scientific world. Oh my God, the speed with which they got the COVID vaccine together.
Yeah.
It was so quick. It was amazing how well they did it, and thanks to all of them who worked so hard to get the vaccine. And then
Indeed.
we were doling it out, and then France got all pissy with us. Oh, why are you?
Nationalism.
Oh, yeah, why are you just giving it to you, Britain? Yeah, that famous stereotypical French snobbiness. No, no, why are you giving that to them? Why are you not having some for us?
Oh yes, did a bit of French bashing at the end. There you go.
Well, who's the main villain in Johnny English? Do you remember?
Oh,
Oh,
Pascal
Savage.
Savage, yeah, in the first one, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh my God, Johnny English. Oh, that was so funny. If there's ever a piss take on James Bond.
That's
It is.
it.
It is that. Yeah, I've seen all 3 films actually, and they're just as funny as each other.
Yeah, Austin Powers does a bit of the old piss take on Bond as well. Austin Powers and Johnny English do it very well. Yeah.
God, he's so good as Rowan Atkinson with how he portrays Johnny English.
Yeah.
Especially that one where he goes when he's trying to sneak into the castle, he goes up the toilet system.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then his what's his sidekick called?
Boff. Is it not? Is it not Boff?
Boff, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's the funny bit when he comes, and then he comes, and then he basically recoils because he's basically covered in poo.
Yeah.
And then Johnny English is like, "Oh, it's just a bit of poo."
It's just a bit of shit. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Oh God. Classics. Yes.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Or the fact where he's detailing his entire plan to stop Savage, but the microphone is on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they can hear his entire plan. Yeah, that. Oh, it's utterly immense how funny it is.
Good humour and all that.
Watch, yeah. It's good as most anything he does is Rowan Atkinson, especially obviously the famous Blackadder. Oh, he's amazing in that.
Yeah. Baldrick. There we are. His sidekick in that one, Tony Robinson. He of the Time Team.
Yes, of Time Team fame. Yeah. Well, I think we've had a nice little discussion there.
Yes, we have indeed.
Just, stuff.
Find a jetty. Here we are, so I can do a save and all that. Thanks for joining me there, Phil.
The most utterly bizarre thing I find that scientifically was why the heck were you born?
Oh yeah, why was I born?
Yeah, too many. That egg cell that made you. No, it shouldn't have happened. No, we don't want any of those things around here.
Shouldn't. No. By all laws of physics, it shouldn't have happened, and yet here I am. Do you know? I think that means, Phil. I think that means I'm God, ladies and gents. I am magical.
Populous is happening. Yeah.
I'm that kind of God, am I? I can summon volcanoes.
We've risen to the heavens.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, I'll send the Angel of Death after Phil and all that.
Like it was from Skyrim, Tiber Septim.
Oh.
He was such a great person that he basically went up to the pantheon of the gods.
I see.
He died. Yeah. Some of the lore are in there.
Oh God, I haven't played Skyrim actually in a long while. Maybe I have to do that again at some point. Now that you've reminded me of that there game, Phil.
Did you? Because I am so cool like that.
Yes, you're so cool, Phil. When I put my hand to your forehead, you're just so cool. You're like an icebox, Phil. Very cold. All right. Time to wrap up here. Facebook and Twitter links are down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. And if you enjoyed, a like is of course always appreciated and all that jazz. And this is goodbye from myself, but not goodbye from Phil, because he's going to be eternally stuck here in the land of Surrey being hunted until the next recording session, aren't you, Phil?
Oh no, that's going to be hell, isn't it?
Help!
Let me out! Sea beast, please kill me.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay.
Goodbye. Awesome. It's funny how those little trams are just there. They don't really go anywhere. Very strange. Then again, it's abandoned mine, so maybe a few things have been torn up. Okay. There is an ominous skull and crossbones sign there. I think I know what's coming next. Yeah. That's bad. First thing I do is pull out my camera and get a close-up shot of his mouth as it bears down on me to kill me. Crowshack's Velox.
Crowshacks? Don't go near them, whatever you do.
I'm already near one. Oh dear. Yeah, can you not tell from the photo that I'm already pretty close and about to get my face eaten? Have it.